Hey everybody, Mike Freeland coming at you on this beautiful day. Beautiful but cold East Coast day. You know it. You woke up this morning, the rest is easy. Wanted to talk to you guys really quick, not going to take long, but I wanted to talk to you guys about something that is really, really special to me in my continual growth in spirituality. Um, a lot of times, and growing up in church and hearing people's general conversations, we always talk about prayer. You pray for me, I'm praying for you. The Bible even talks about prayer without ceasing. Um, but a lot of times I think we misunderstand that a little bit for a couple of reasons. Number one, most of the time when people pray to God. They're praying because they want something. Not everybody, not all the time, but a lot of times because of the way the world runs, that's where a lot of people pray. Um, and you gotta remind yourself that when you pray to God, you got to remember, just like conversating with a good friend. You don't want to be, or the friend doesn't want you to be the only one who who's doing all of the talking. You've ever had that experience where you're talking to somebody over the phone or face to face, and they have their problems, and they're just releasing themselves to you, and you're sitting there, and I guess initially you start off very concerned, but after a while they're just constantly talking, and you're just like, you may have some things that you want to say to them to help them or to even encourage them, but they don't give you an opportunity because of their emotions and perhaps anger or sadness or whatever. Just keep them going, or even if it's unfortunately some gossiping conversation, and they just keep going and keep going, you know, and they never give you the chance to reply, respond, rebuttal, or what have you. Well, just imagine, how it is where if you're praying night and day, or every time you feel as though you're praying or communicating with God, or the source, or the divine, or higher energy, or supreme being, you're always conversating, it's you always talking, and you never allow time, okay, to sit back and be quiet and listen so that God can speak to you. I remember, back in the 70s and the 80s and things, a lot of what we had back then we don't have now because of technology and everything. Remember when TV used to go off? There used to be times where you really could sit and designate and have a conversation with a higher power. I mean, TVs will go off at night. Now TV runs, forever. But there was that quiet time overnight that you could, if you're up, you could actually conversate. Uh, there was also the time, when you would go to the bathroom, whether you're, once upon a time, everybody seemed to take baths. Now everybody's quick to take that quick shower. And believe it or not, you can get a lot of conversation between you and God in a tub of hot water when you're relaxing yourself. There's so many different things that we used to have that we don't have now, but you got to remember the cell phone deal in the bathroom. Once upon a time, you could really escape to the bathroom and have what they call me time. Can't do that anymore because, now we're always on the phone, doing, and it's just countless and countless times that we used to have that we don't have anymore. And during those times, when we do find time somewhere along the line of the day, it's usually us always doing the talking. And God is a great listener. The Supreme Being is a great listener. It's not going to interrupt you, but you have to find the time to sit back, be still, be quiet, you know, shut the world out and listen to hear God speak to you. Remember, the divine source, God, the creator, already knows, what your concerns and everything thing is, what they are. It's your job to, or I won't say job, but if you feel that you need to conversate go ahead and conversate and release that. But then you also definitely have to find time and a way and a location to be quiet, to be still, and to meditate. And in your meditation, you are allowing God to speak to you. Some of the best times where God speaks to me, believe it or not, is when I'm driving. One of the main reasons is because I can drive for hours and never have the radio on. You know, a lot of people, they can't even get in the car without cutting the radio on. And now, with the CDs and everything else that you pop in your car and satellite radio and everything, there's always something going. We have literally almost eliminated any quiet time in your daily life that allow God to come in and speak to you. This is why now it's like you feel like you almost have to, you know, force yourself to get into a quiet place, to commune with a higher power or with a source, that will give you answers, that will comfort you, or what have you. That's what meditation is all about, in my opinion. I mean, you can go before your supreme being and you can, tell them, how you feel, situations that you're going through, and whatever you need to release that weight. But then, whether you do it right at that time or you come back later on and you need to get into a quiet place and allow God to speak to you for the answer. And not all the time be always on the go and have something pop up and they say, oh, well, that's the answer. No, 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 not all the time. Sometimes you have to make a way, when you come home from your busy day and taking care of the kids and all of your errands that you run. All of those type of things is, you get all of that out of the way. You have to force wherein you feel like you will sit and probably watch the news, which most of the time is all negative. Turn the TV off at that point. Your favorite sporting event or whatever, somewhere you have to find that time. Instead of taking the shower all of the time so you can jump in and jump out, take a bath, because once you sit down in that hot water and you relax and you calm down, it's so much easier to hear from God or to hear from the source, because you're in a relaxed state where you're open to hearing. So manifestation is really when God speaks to you, when you are allowing to say, okay, I'm going to shut up now and I'm going to allow God to tell me. This is after you've done all of your crying and everything. It feel like you've really got your point across to God, so that now you feel like you're ready for the answer. Another thing that when we pray, we have to remember God is, they say we are made in the image of God. When somebody comes and always complains to you and complain and complain and complain and negative, a lot of times you see them coming and you don't want to be around them because you don't want the negativity. Now, I'm not going to say that, God see you getting ready to come before and he's going to say, oh, here he comes again with another negative problem. I don't feel like dealing with this. I'm not saying that. But, be grateful. Let some of your prayers, some of your communion with God be, about being peaceful, being grateful, being thankful. If you're having car issues and you're talking to God, be grateful. Yeah, I may have car trouble, but at least I have a car. I know I'm going to get a better car, but I have a car right now that's getting me from point A to point B. If you've seen, some outfits or clothes or something that you just wish you had. Well, I don't have them, but I'm thankful. I'm grateful for what I have. When you're communicating and you're praying and you're thankful and you're giving thanks and you're grateful about things, that opens up the doors for more things coming. Why? Because God, the universe, the energy, the vibration, all of that sees that positive energy coming from you, and it realizes your subconscious and the vibrations realize that, hey, this is making them happy. We must give more. We must give more. And this is why manifestation and everything is becoming such a big part of the language now, because a lot of people are understanding this now more than ever. So, like, for me, Here down in my office, you can't see it, but I just put up my vision board for 2019. I've done a lot of things, but I come down here, and there are some days when I come down and I'm not doing business, so to speak. There's some days when I come down, and I may have prayed or whatever, communed with God, and then I come down here. I'll cut on some meditation music, or sometimes I'm down here in the pure darkness. It's quiet, and I just sit and I allow my spirit to connect. And by that I mean when it opens up, man, the answers and the ideas and the possibilities that come, from the spiritual realm into this realm and into my mind is just amazing. But you have to allow yourself to be quiet and be still, to allow God to speak to you. So that's the thing about uh, praying and manifestation. Prayer is awesome. It's a direct communication between yourself and God, the source. But you also have to remember that you need to meditate. When you're meditating, and not always meditating on a problem. No, when you're meditating on the solution, on the end result. How God or the source or the divine being or the creator is going to bring you out of whatever it is that you're going through, if that's why you're meditating at that time. But a lot of times it is just so powerful to meditate on being grateful for what you already have, being thankful for achieving things that you've already achieved, being grateful that you were able and strong enough with the help of a higher power to get through different things. And that will open up doors for you to actually receive more divine blessings in many, many ways. So, again, as I close, when you're praying, you're talking to God. It's you that are doing all of the verbalization. But when you sit still and you quiet and you breathe and you relax and you meditate, you allow God to speak to you, and that's where your answers lie. This is Mike Freeland. You guys take care. Have a fantastic day, and we will talk soon. Bye-bye.